looking for a way to add music lessons into your child's homeschool day, but aren't quite ready for that time commitment of an actual music lesson teacher? Then Simply Piano might be for you. Hi, I'm Stacey with Kids Learning for Life, and I've been using Simply Piano for the past 3 years with my kids just getting into it this past school year. My kiddos are in grades 3rd, 2nd, and kindergarten. What is Simply Piano? Well, Simply Piano is an app that you can use to help you or your kids learn how to play piano. Not only does the app teach you where the notes are, but it will also listen and give you live feedback if you get a note correct or not. You can use this app with a regular traditional piano or a keyboard. And I also just realized that they have a Simply Guitar app that is supposed to work the same way, but with a guitar instead of piano. I have downloaded the Simply Guitar app, but we have not utilized it at all, so this video will not be encompassing the Simply Guitar. Although, if you get a Simply Piano subscription, then you also have access to Simply Guitar. So it's kind of 2 apps for one price. If you're using a keyboard, you have 2 options. You can just let the app listen to you and give you feedback that way. Or if your keyboard is compatible, you can use a USB MIDI, I think it's MIDI, cord to actually connect into your phone and the piano so it knows exactly what notes you're playing. Simply Piano is a paid app. Like I mentioned, you do get the Simply Guitar and piano together, but when you purchase a Simply Piano subscription, you do get up to 5 profiles. So that way each person can learn and move along the lessons at their own pace. This app starts at the very beginning with teaching you how to sit at the piano, how to place your hands, and the very basic notes. As you move through the courses, they will teach you different notes and they will teach you eventually chords, and it keeps on moving and it gets harder as you go. During your courses, you're going to be getting live feedback. So every time if you're going along and you mess up a certain amount of times, it's going to have you go back and re-practice that section. So that's really fun because it almost turns it into a game, and myself and my boys all really like this kind of gamified aspect. As you work through the courses, you will be able to start learning how to play songs. The best part about these songs are that you're playing the piano part, but then they also give you the voices and all the other instruments playing along with you. So it sounds like you're actually playing in a band. This app has a variety of different songs that you can start learning from. You have the basic traditional piano songs that you can learn, like Jingle Bells or Frere Jacques. You also have some familiar kids songs such as Baby Shark or Into the Unknown. Then you even have classic and modern favorites such as We Are the Champions or Enemy by Imagine Dragons. Each of these songs has multiple levels as you work through. So at the beginning you might be playing Into the Unknown, but only playing a couple of different notes and holding them longer. And as you work through the courses, you'll start getting harder versions of these songs. As you move through the courses, you'll eventually get to pick the different paths that you want to go on. You have the soloist path where you're going to learn a lot of the melodies of all of the songs. You have the chords path where you're going to learn all the basic chords. And then there's lead sheet that combines both soloist and chord skills and has you playing all of those all together. So we've talked about the courses, we've talked about the different songs. There is another feature that they do have called Play. Play is part of the app that provides you with even more options of songs that you can play. In this version, the notes don't come up on the typical gamified look as in the courses and previous songs you've played, but now they look more like sheet music. You still get the feedback and you can still hear examples of what the song should sound like, but when you start playing, it's all going to be on the sheet music. So who is this app good for? I think this app is great for beginners or families that maybe have multiple children that want them to get into the piano but aren't sure they want to start paying for lessons and with the risk that your child may not enjoy piano. If you don't already have a piano, then you will need to purchase a piano or keyboard in order to utilize this app. I will link to the keyboard that I am currently still using and purchased when I was trying out piano for my kiddos. It was about $160 and it actually came with a 1-month trial of using the Simply Piano app. So that's actually where I learned about Simply Piano in the first place, is because it came with a free trial when I purchased the keyboard. The only downside to this keyboard is that it does not have the port for the USB MIDI, so you can't connect it into your phone if you want that option. You can only use it and have the app listen to and give you feedback that way. I I love that with Simply Piano, you can practice piano at your own pace. They do have quick little 5-minute workouts where if you're busy, you just do a quick 5-minute workout to brush up on your skills and try to keep them sharp. When I've had this app for the past 3 years, I have gone through seasons or months where I don't utilize it at all, and then other seasons where I'm sitting there playing every single day. And that's just kind of the benefit of having this app, that it's not yelling at you to do your lesson, or if you get busy, you can put it aside and then come back to it. So that is what I like about it, is that you can really go at your own pace. Lastly, I think that Simply Piano can be very cost effective when you're looking at the difference in cost of a piano teacher versus cost of the Simply Piano app. Currently, Simply Piano has 3 options, a 3, 6, and 12-month plan that ranges from $60 to $120, depending on the plan you choose. And then if you take a basic keyboard cost, that can be around $160. So 1 year of lessons using Simply Piano and a basic keyboard for 5 different people is going to run you about $280. On the other hand, piano teachers, I've seen, depending on where you are and all of that, the piano teacher prices can really vary, but I don't think it's crazy to see a $100 a month fee for 1 student from a piano teacher. So you're looking at $100 a month per person, and then multiply that by 12 months out of the year. There's definitely a big cost difference. Now, some of the cons of Simply Piano are it doesn't replace a good piano teacher. I definitely think there is something to be said about having somebody come to your house, or you going to an actual studio and having an actual teacher in person be able to evaluate you and give you their knowledge. Okay, so I'm not saying that Simply Piano will replace a good piano teacher. I do think that this app is a great starting point, again, for beginners, or if people are just not quite sure if this is what they're going to stick to. So it's a great way to kind of dip your toe in and see if you're going to like the piano. But if you or your child does find that they're really enjoying the app and really enjoying learning piano, then I think a piano teacher would be your next best step. Kids sometimes need that adult or some peer to tell them, that was really good, you're doing great, and they also need somebody to tell them, hey, the app did give you 3 stars, but that wasn't quite perfect. Can you do it again and try to get better? One other con that I've realized having younger kiddos working this app is that you can trick the app into letting it move you forward faster than you're supposed to. Because it's listening for feedback, it's only telling you when you get a note right. It doesn't ding you points if you accidentally select more than that 1 note. So you can actually sit there on the piano and kind of press down all the keys, and it'll hear that 1 note it's looking for, and yeah, then it says, oh good, you got it, but it doesn't ding you any points for getting a bunch of stuff wrong. My kids actually figured this out, and this past year we were doing a lot better, but in previous years when I had tried it with them, that's what ended up happening. They were just pushing a bunch of buttons and just by happenstance getting the right ones, and it was moving them on, and it was giving them this false sense of accomplishment. So this past year, I went ahead and had a family member sit with them while they were doing the courses portion of the lessons, and they would come once a week and just kind of watch them do it, give them a little bit of feedback based on what the app was telling them, and then during the week, my kiddos would have to go in and practice the songs and repeat those until they mastered them. I'm not sure if you use the USB MIDI cord and you plug it into the app, into your device and the piano, if it will still give you credit for something if you're pushing a ton of notes. I do not have the USB MIDI cord just because the keyboard I picked doesn't have that option. If after watching this you want to jump straight into an actual piano teacher, then go ahead and check out Jenny's video where she gives some tips on how to make lessons with an instructor go as smoothly as possible. Happy homeschooling, and I'll see you next time.